Hi. Okay. Welcome, everyone. If you can see me on Instagram, please could you let me know? I feel like it's dark. I have no idea what's going on there. But please, if you can, let me know what's going on. I feel like I'm not sure exactly what's happening there on Instagram. But welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Children's Day! Yay! So it was Children's Day 2 days ago. Around the world, in most places in the world. In South Africa, funny enough, we celebrate the Youth Day on June 16th. But I grew up knowing May 27 as Children's Day. So yeah, I'm very excited. I am here today. If you can see me nicely, please let me. You can see me. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm just going to make do with this. It looks funny on my side, but hey, what can I do? Let's go. Right. On this episode, I know it's so late. It's like almost 2 hours later than I usually come online. But I thought, no, I'm going to do this tonight because it's such an important topic I'd like to talk about. Okay, so for those who don't know me, my name is Bolanle Daniel Enang. I am a family life enthusiast. I absolutely love the concept of family. I'm very big on families. I'm big on that institution. I believe that every society is as weak as its strongest family or as strong as its weakest family. All right. So I go around observing, learning, teaching, also just watching and growing, learning how to make families stronger. Today, I am going to talk about how to nurture your child's emotions and spirituality. Isn't that big? It is. I think it's such a big deal. So let's get right into it. We live in a world where things are very hurried. Like life is at a very, very fast pace. And many times, even parents, we think that our children do not experience what we experience. Hi, everyone on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. Very excited. Thank you so much for joining. So, I was saying that we live in a world that is really fast paced, and a lot of children are going through changes at a rate that is it's like what adults are going through. It's VUCA. It's volatile, it's uncertain, it's a complex world, it's ambiguous. And I think that as adults, many times we think we're the only ones that are going through tough times. I want you today to sit back and just think at the people, the young people around you, the young people in your lives. I want you to sit back and think about the children and say to yourself, how do you think children have experienced the last 2 years? The pandemic has been a big one, isn't it? I want you to think about how you have experienced it, how your life has changed. For some people, you work from home. Some people, you wear your mask all the time. Imagine our kids go to school, and in many countries, still they have to wear their masks and they have to stay away from their friends, and they can't get those hugs and those, the level of connection that we had physically pre-pandemic is not the same as it is now. I know that life is going back to normal in a sense, but there's still so many things that have changed, completely changed. And not everybody knows how to deal with them, even you, moms and dads. So I want you to sit back today and think about your children. How are your children experiencing life as we know it today? So we say Happy Children's Day. I know we're breaking biases, breaking beyond the borders. We're excited. We're thinking that this is what our children need. But I want to say to you today, parents, moms, dads, grannies, brothers, sisters, all the big people in our children's lives. Sometimes these kids are going through emotions that they themselves do not understand. You hear what I'm saying? Kids are going through emotions that they don't understand. So I want to give us tips today on some ways that we can nurture children's emotions and their spirituality. See, spirituality is one of the biggest things, is a foundation to existence. Spirituality is key. And emotions, how we view life and how we experience life, is very, very important that we're aware. I know that many parents go through coaching and you read a lot of books, you go to churches, you have a mosque, and you have people who talk to you. And sometimes I feel like kids are left behind. So what can you do, moms and dads? What can you do, big brothers and sisters? Number one, make sure that you're on a child's level. Children need to know that they can trust you. It's complicated, it's horrid, there's a lot going on, but kids need to know that they can trust you. I want to encourage you as moms and as dads, as brothers and sisters, make your home that safe space where children can just be. Have you noticed how school is different, church is different, play dates are different, life has just changed. And many people need that space. Today, my focus is on your kids, where children can be, where children can feel safe. So, one of the things you can do is make sure every time you listen to a child, you let them know that they matter. You know, one of the ways you can make a child know they matter is when you listen attentively. You're not busy doing something else. You are actually having eye contact. For those who have little ones, you go to the level of a child. You actually come down to their level to listen to what they're saying. I know there are cultures that say things like, oh, no, kids mustn't look into the eyes of adults. If that's not your culture, I want to encourage you. Make sure that when you're talking to a child, you come down to their level, even in terms of height. You know, there is an intimidation that can occur when an adult who is high up there is talking to a child who is low there, and the child is looking up to you. And sometimes even that posture makes them know that what do I know? Whereas when you come down to their level, you do this for them. You're like, I am here. I want to hear you. I want to see you. I see you. Do you know how it feels when somebody actually listens to you and you feel like they see you? Children need that a lot. I see you. The other thing, so I've talked about, the levels. Another thing I'd like you to do, parents or big people, when you're relating with children, is in terms of emotions, give them safe, affectionate touches. Look, in the world out there, many people are very wary. I mean, even in the world of academics and ethics, it's so difficult to work directly with children because people are not sure how to relate with children. So, for your own child in your home and maybe kids that are related to you, make sure you are that parent or that person that gives them access, and you give them, especially your children, very safe, loving touches. You've heard about that statistics on emotions, on hugs that help with your emotions for the day. Adults need hugs, children need hugs, and safe touches. Sometimes it doesn't, don't wait until your child has done something fantastic and then you come and say, oh, my child, you've done something amazing, come and get a hug. Just randomly let your child know that he or she can come to you, he or she can come and get a hug, he or she can just snuggle to you, or you can just hold them. Sometimes touches and holds do far more than words can. When it comes to questions, children ask a lot of questions, right? I know. And many times adults are like, really? I don't want to talk about this. Or you don't know the answer. And you're like, what do I say to this child? If you don't know, especially when it comes to like spiritual matters, do you know the best thing to do? Be honest. Just say, I don't know. Can I go and find out about this and I'll come back to you? Because if you lie to a child, I am telling you, once they find out that you have lied, your trust has just dipped with them. Kids need to know that they can trust you. One of the ways to build trust is by being honest. So, If you don't know the answer to something, why don't you say, actually, I don't know. Let me go and find out and I'll come back and tell you. That is integrity at its best. Believe me, children respect that and they understand. Another thing you can do, parents, big people, when you're relating with children, make sure that if you want to teach a value or you want to communicate a value, do not just say it, act it out yourself. You can't tell a child, get off your phone, and you are also on your phone all the time. You can't say to your child, I love you. Look at me. Let me do a quick example. Look at me. I'm saying to you, you on this call, I love you. My eyes roll, and I'm just like, oh, please. Would you believe me? No. Your facial expression matters. Sometimes I know you don't like your child because your child is whatever, but we love our kids. And there are times we're tired or we don't feel like expressing. I want to encourage you, don't let that be the norm. That's not fair. Make sure that when you're communicating to your child that you love your child, you mean it. Your facial expression, I love you, or I love you, or I love you, or I love you, a ruffle. Find out your child's love language. I've told you that before. You know the five love languages? Okay, let's go through it again. Words of affirmation, loving touches, gifts, acts of service, quality time. Find out what does your child like to do with you. It's an indication of how they want to be loved. You know, this you can apply everywhere, whether in your marriage, your relationship with friends and family. Find out how a person wants to be related to and do it. So, I love you must be said wholeheartedly. Your facial expression, your body language. Children are one of the greatest body language readers in the world. Trust me. A child knows when you truly want to be with them and when you don't. Look, when part of being honest is right now I'm tired, I don't want to play. Can I just come back to you on ABCD? But like I said, don't make that long. So I love you. You know, with genuineness, children appreciate that and they know they respect you when you do it with the whole of your heart. Be honest. Be honest about your emotions. Be honest about what you think. And then when you want to teach them truth, you want to teach them about spirituality. I want to encourage you, make it simple. Oh, I did a family life summit and MJ, one of our guest speakers from Cape Town, said to me, they do little and often. So many times we want to teach spiritual truths and we make it like a big conference for kids. Little and often, little and often. It's not every time a child does something, you go into this huge lecture. Little and often. When you want to teach the Bible, little and often. You want to teach about values, little and often. Make sure that when you're teaching, you're not bombarding them. You are doing it regularly. You're making it a part of their lives, and they're able to come to you. I think one of the greatest gifts adults can give children is to make the home a safe space. Who doesn't want to come to a safe space? I have friends, a few friends that I feel very safe with, that I can tell my stuff to. You know, I don't always feel confident. I don't always feel like I know things, but I have those friends that I go to and I talk to and say, you know what, I actually don't feel like I can do this. And they pick me up and they encourage me. Won't you, moms and dads, be that to your children? Pick them up, encourage them. It's a horrid, fast paced world out there. Can your home be the place where your child can really feel loved and valued? Do you know what value means? Or what value, how you can communicate value to your child? Is by saying, you matter. You matter. Sometimes my kids are talking to me and I don't want to talk to them. And I'm on my phone. And then I remember in a few years' time, if I want to talk to them and they're on their phone, how would I feel? Do unto others as you want them to do to you. It's a golden rule of life. Jesus shared that. It's so true. Don't sit on your phone if you don't want them to sit on on their phone when they're older. For the teenagers, create space. Let them know that they can come to you. They matter. Loving touches, genuine. Just face them when they want to talk to you. I promise you, it works. One of the things that I have learned just as a mom and as a children's pastor, did I tell you that I'm a youth and a children's pastor? In fact, let me share the story with you very quickly. About 2 weeks ago, we were having a Friday night. Oh my gosh, these teenagers, I was in stitches on the floor. They're like, Bola. No, they call me that. Bola, we didn't ask to be born. Can you believe this? Why are parents always shouting? If you make one mistake, they start screaming at you about the cost of petrol, about the fact that I'm like, no, they're like, no, seriously. But I felt their frustration. I really did. And I saw myself in what they were saying. These kids were saying, we understand that you have stress as parents, but it can't be all the time. You can't make us, it's like as though they felt that we make them feel bad for being born. Like, they're like, but it's our right for us to be taken care of. Of course, we had conversations around that. But it was a wake up call for me. How are my children experiencing me? Am I that frustrated, unhappy, constantly, bickering, nagging parent? Nobody wants to live in that kind of space. Remember, the world out there is hurried, it's complicated, it's fast paced, and people are not waiting and trying to build relationship all the time because we all have to get it going. I want to encourage you, moms and dads, please get it going by making your home safe, by loving your children, by giving them attention. I was saying to a friend of mine a few days ago, I said, sometimes when children are with you and they keep coming to you, they're nagging, they're nagging, they're nagging, it's because they feel like you're not seeing them. If you stop body language and you spend that time with them, guess what happens? You fill their tank and they leave you. Now, many things that I say, it's not as though you don't know their moms and dads. You do. Sometimes we just all need to remind ourselves. Remember, we're all work in progress. Nobody's an expert parent. All of us are doing this together. Yes, some of us may be trained. I'm a trained counselor. I've got a master's in practical theology with my focus being children and youth and family life. Yes, but it doesn't mean that I know it all. Not at all. In fact, that's why I say to my kids from time to time, Mommy made a mistake. Oh, another thing, if you make a mistake, own up to your mistake. I'm sorry about this, guys. Have the conversation. The last tip I'm going to give is something that I just used in my own home, and it was a family meeting. I saw that my kids were having I try my best to keep their own issues to the family, but I this is important. They were fighting each other, and my kids are 9.5 and 7. As expected, you would think that they would fight each other. Mommy, this one did this one did that. But I realized that on that day, my emotions were short. I was tired. Now I'm screaming. And then this older person comes to my house and then she told me what she does. She says she used to tell her kids, you want to fight, no problem. I just wasn't hear anybody cry. If anybody cries, everybody's in trouble. Anyway, she left and then I called my kids. I called my firstborn and I had this conversation with him. And then we all sat down and we had a conversation. And I was giving them, and they're like, Mommy, we're sorry. Mommy, we're sorry. And then I thought this is a great opportunity to kill 10 birds with one stone. And then I did something. I said to my kids, I'd like all of you guys to choose your own, what you'd like to do, your own home chores. What would you like to do to make this house work? Because we're all in this together. So I'm like, what's going to be your contribution to this family? I'm telling you, they brought up their own, things that they think that they can do. The next thing They've taken responsibility. I've hardly screamed. In fact, I've stopped screaming. I've not screamed now in 2 or 3 days. Yay, well done, Bola. No more yelling. I don't want to be yelling. You know, we look crazy when we yell, right? I'm telling you, these kids look at us and they're like, why are you so frustrated with life? Like, did I send you? But anyway, I'm sharing that story to say children actually listen when we talk to them. It's counterproductive when we scream at them. They just think, can I tell you the truth? You're crazy. And they're not hearing. Sit with them, talk with them. Moms who are tired, dads who are tired, you know your children can also help you making sure your house runs. Help, allow them to make choices. That's part of growing them emotionally. The ability to make choices. You know, chores are part of some of the ways when a child is able to, carry out chores, they know this is my responsibility in the family. The more they do it, the stronger they feel about themselves, the more confident they feel about themselves. Chores are important. They grow their responsibility, their sense of responsibility when they're part of the runnings in the family. So that's what I've come to talk to you about today. Our children need safe spaces. I love kids, and I don't love children just because, oh my gosh, they're coochie coochie cute. They are cute, but I think it's more that we can't stop generational trauma, generational curses. We can stop the effects of bad childhood by we parents becoming aware of our environment, aware of our children and what our children need. Children need loving, safe environments in order for them to thrive and be everything that God has called them to be. Children can talk to God. Children can experience God. Children can know God. Their spirits are alive. God doesn't have grandchildren. It's godchildren. And you, parents, are the custodians of God's gift. What a joy that you can be a mom and a dad. On those days when you're down and out, remember, you are privileged and honored to be able to have a child in your care. Until I see you next time, thank you so much for being here, everyone. God bless you and enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy having your family. Remember, your family is to be enjoyed and not endured. Give your husband that hug and the kiss. Give your children affectionate, loving touches. Call their names lovingly. My dad used to call me BB, Bolly. I have all those, have nicknames. Kids love those things and just love them and enjoy having them. Until I see you next time, I love you and I believe in you. And together, I trust God that we can build a stronger, better society. Make the investment, moms and dads, and you'll see it's worth it. Take care. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.